Hello boys and girls, it's James from Fulham FC Foundation, and today's activities we're going to be learning how to throw and catch. Okay, so the items that you're going to need for the session is either a soft sponge ball, a tennis ball, or you can choose from a beanbag or even a rolled up pair of socks. So if you've got one of these items, that will help you with the session. Okay, so just place these items down just to the side while we do our warm up. Okay, boys and girls? Right, so make sure you've got some water on you as well. Make sure you're staying hydrated and you have got enough room to work out in. Okay, shake it all out. A nice quick warm up and into our activities. Okay, ready to go? So we're on the jog. When I say sprint, you're going to go as quick as you can for 5 seconds. Okay, ready, steady, sprint, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just keep moving. Shake it all out. Shake it all out. Okay, ready to go again for 5 seconds. Sprint, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's go for one more, boys and girls. Shake it all out, quick as you can. Really fast feet. Okay, sprint, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Okay. Shake out the arms, kick out the legs. Shake it all out. A few hip circles, forwards and backwards, clockwise, anti-clockwise. A few side bends, reaches from side to side. Good, and legs nice and wide, reaching down as well, like this. Stretching out the back of your legs. Big arm circles, forwards and backwards. As we're doing throwing and catching, let's just practice a few of our catching techniques and our throwing techniques. So throwing first. So throwing from low to high. Good, rotating your hips and your knees. That's our throwing action. Just practice the throw, so like you're throwing a tennis ball or a football. Practicing on the other side as well. And also the ready position for catching, okay? So underarm catching or overarm catching with one hand. Just practice those throwing techniques, those fundamental movements. Okay, shake it all out. Well done, boys and girls, you've done the warm up. I'll see you in the next video for activity 1. Bye. Okay, so for our first activity, we're going to be learning how to throw and catch, okay, at the same time. So you can choose, like I said at the start in our warm-up, you can choose from a tennis ball, a beanbag, a soft sponge ball, even a pair of socks, whatever you can get your hands on at home. So for this one, I'm going to go for a tennis ball, okay? So we're going to be doing a throw, clap and catch. So we're going to be working on a bit of coordination, boys and girls. So we're going to be working on 2 or 3 different things at once. So to begin with, you're just going to be throwing the tennis ball up and catching it into the body with 2 hands. So throwing it up with 1 hand, catching into the body with 2 hands. And the reason why I want to try and bring the ball into the body, so we make sure that it's safe if we're playing in a team game or an individual game. So we're keeping it safe and we're not going to drop it to the ground, or an opponent might get the ball from you, okay? So throwing up, catching it. Throwing up and catching it, okay? Now, if you are outside, you can test yourself a little bit more. You can throw it up a little bit higher and then try and catch it from a distance, so from a greater height, okay? While you're inside, you may be a little bit restricted, but just keep moving. What I'd like you to try and do now is move around while you're throwing and catching, so moving around the room. So now you've got to work on throwing, catching, and also looking where you're going. So you're getting your head up and you're looking where you're going. So you're not going to bump into anything. So throwing, catching, and walking around. Okay, so once you get better at this, what you can start to do, you can start to move around. Move around a little bit quicker, running around on our toes, throwing and catching, throwing and catching. Now we're going to introduce the clap. So you're going to be even quicker now. So with the clap, you're going to be throwing it, clap and catch. So 3 things to remember. Throwing it, number 1. Clap, number 2. 3, catch. So throw, clap and catch. Throw, clap and catch. Throw, clap and catch. So just practice these ones. Nice and easy. Keeping it close to your body. Throw, clap and catch. Okay? Now if that is quite easy for you, boys and girls, maybe try to do 2 claps. So, good. So throw it, 1, 2, clap and catch. Throw and catch. Maybe 3, 1, 2, 3. So just try and test yourself to see how many you can do. Okay, now think of ways that you can improve and challenge yourself even more for the final stages. So what you can do, you can start to move around again. So either walking or running. So throw, clap and catch. Oh, I missed out the clap. Okay, so lots of things to think about. Throw, clap and catch while you're moving around. Okay. Okay, so boys and girls, that's our first activity. That's our throwing and catching. In the next video, we're going to go through a bit of a target game where it involves throwing and catching against a wall. Okay, so I'll see you soon. Bye. Okay, well done boys and girls for the first activity. We're moving on to activity number 2, so we're still on the theme of throwing and catching. Now, options for this one, if sponge ball or tennis ball. If you're doing this activity outside, I'd probably recommend a harder ball, so a tennis ball would work. But if you're inside, I'd recommend a soft sponge ball so it doesn't break anything. So what you're going to do is you're going to need a surface, you're going to need a wall or a door to throw the ball against, and it's going to be a rebound. Okay, so you're throwing the ball against the wall and trying to catch it with 2 hands. So throwing it against the wall, rebounding it and catching your 2 hands. So just think of those tennis movements going from side to side. So you're judging the bounce of the ball, the throw of the ball, and catching with 2 hands. Throwing it, catching with 2 hands. Throwing it, catching with 2 hands. You're always going to be focusing on where the ball hits the wall, and you've got to adjust your body to where the ball goes, okay? So to make this harder, you can speed things up. So throwing it, bouncing it, and catching it. Throwing it, bouncing it, and catching it, okay? What you can do as well, if you want to challenge yourself a bit more, so that might be quite easy for some of you, just catch it with 2 hands, try and throw it with 1 hand, but also catch it with 1 hand as well. So throwing it and catching it, throwing it and catching it, throwing it and catching it with the other hand. Throw and catch with your weaker hand, okay? So I'll be really impressed if you start to use both hands, okay? So that's activity number 2. So you've got 2 activities there that involve throwing and catching. Give them a go in your own time, and in the next video we're going to go through the coach's challenge. I'll see you soon. Okay, welcome back boys and girls. We're on the coach's challenge. I hope you've enjoyed today's session. So we've done a couple of activities on throwing and catching, and our coach's challenge is going to be exactly the same, but now I'm going to challenge you to a timed challenge. So you're going to need somebody at home to time on their stopwatch, or you can look on a clock to see how many repetitions you can do of this activity. So again, you can decide if you want to use a tennis ball, a soft sponge ball, a beanbag, or a pair of socks, or you can have a combination. You can practice with all 3 or 4. So for this challenge, I'm going to go back to the tennis ball, okay? Now, the challenge is 30 seconds to see how many throws and catches you can do. So you've got to be really quick, okay? Throwing and catching, again, you can either throw and catch with 2 hands, or you can throw and catch with 1, okay? And you can do both sides. So once 30 seconds has gone, stop there and see how many points you got. So in 30 seconds, if you get maybe, I don't know, 15 or 20 catches, fantastic. Then you're going to have another go. You're going to repeat the same challenge. Okay, I'm going to try and beat your score. So if you got 10 or 15 in the first go, you're going to try and get 15 or 20 in the second go. So just throwing and catching either with 1 hand or 2 hands, bring it into the body, okay? Now make sure you've got enough space. If you want to challenge yourself a bit more, with a bit more height, make sure you're doing this outside. If you're in the living room like me, just taking it nice and easy with control, okay? Well done boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed the session today, and I'll see you soon. Bye.